I doubt it. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Oh! Gosh, it still doesn't feel real yet. I mean, I'm still kind of in that stage of just excitement and like almost in denial, but it's still like a lot to get ready for. But once I got the call, I mean, I couldn't believe it.
This is amazing. It's an absolute honor to be here today. I'm so thankful for this opportunity to represent Texas Tech as a 62nd Mass Rider, and I look forward to the journey ahead and carrying on the legacy that so many Mass Riders have left behind me. Thank you.
Once she put it on me and they actually said, you know, our Mass Rider, Lauren Bloss, it just kind of sunk in. It really was just a surreal moment. I've had a lot of people ask me, how do you describe the moment? And I still have not been able to just like give the best answer that I can because it's just so undescribable. I just really was just in shock, and just to see like all the people, like my parents and grandparents were there, and to see them see the achievement that I've been working so hard for actually come to life was really cool. I think for the first time I actually saw myself in the mirror, because when we put it on stage, I couldn't see myself because Carolina just put it on me. And so when I actually went into the trailer and got all our stuff to get him ready for that, I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh wow, I've got a mask, a hat, and a cape on, and I love it. Stepping in this saddle, I mean, I've gotten to throw this saddle on multiple times, helping Caroline out, and also Ashley, and I've seen multiple riders ride in it. It's really cool to just be kind of sitting in a part of history. Before I was in the program, I really didn't know how much goes into the time with him and the time it takes to get him ready for appearances and get him ready for football and parades and all the things he does. He's a special horse, and the job he does is not like any other. We've had a lot of traveling, so we've gone to a lot of centennial events. We went to one in Dallas, which was really, really cool. And we got to take him to downtown Dallas and let him experience just a lot of really cool things out there and meet a lot of cool people just to get my year started. We just recently got back from Ruidoso, and so we took him out to the races, let him see a lot of alumni. And we've just gone to a lot of campus stuff, just greeting new freshmen coming in, lots of orientations already. Did our first parade together, which was really, really fun. Really cool experience for me because I'd never been in a parade before, so to be able to do it with him was really, really cool. When I first started going to appearances, I was nervous because I had never been in a position like that. I had never, you know, been somebody dressed in a cape that everyone looks up to, and so it was definitely a new position for me. I had to learn really how to control my emotions on him. Being able to be brave myself and step out of my comfort zone on him has been really, really important.
Are you looking at the camera? Are you giving him a boob? Give him a boob.
Just getting to create a bond with him was my goal for the summer. Let him know that I'm, you know, his new rider. I'm trustworthy. You know, gain his respect. I feel like that was definitely a goal that we met together. Just getting to know each other and really, really bonding in that way. Still look forward to just all the new events that we're going to get to go to, like a bunch of rodeos, and of course getting ready for football. He really does have a passion for pleasing his rider. He seeks reward, and so I'm excited to just see how much he progresses at football, and you know, things are probably gonna be moved around as far as the band or, you know, where football's coming out, whatever that looks like, which we're not sure yet. I'm excited to just see how he handles just a new football field. I was very nervous before the actual run up, taking pictures, getting him ready. I was so nervous, I just was like shaking in my boots, literally. And then as soon as we walked down onto the field, I could just kind of feel this confidence coming from him, and it automatically gave me a lot of confidence. And so once we stepped onto the turf, I just kind of had that like game face, and I was just ready, and so did he. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing, and I just remembered like the song started playing, I started doing my circles, and I had told myself, I was like, I want to circle to the left and I'm going to take off after my left circle. And I was circling left, and then for some reason it just worked out that I turned right, and took off from the right circle, and so it just went so perfectly. So I did that after, like, for each and every game, which was kind of funny. Running down the field, like, I swear everything just went quiet. I could just feel his hooves on the field. I could just hear that. I couldn't even hear the crowd or the music. I just remember I was just beaming with, like, excitement. I was so happy, and it just couldn't have gone better. Obviously, football was just a crazy up and down experience for us. I had 3 amazing runs with Centennial, and obviously we had that kind of bump in the road where he wasn't able to run, but was able to have a good final run with our stand-in horse. And so it's been just so crazy, but honestly, I wouldn't take back any moment just because I've learned so much from all of it, and I've grown personally, and I've also grown a lot closer with Centennial. Everything that I thought I wanted it to be, it ended up going differently, but probably in the best way. Going to New York was a surreal experience. I swear, like, just going into the plane, like, I didn't feel like I was going to New York. And then it wasn't until I was, like, actually in my costume in Times Square that I was like, this is really insane. And no mass rider's ever gonna be able to do that. Like, I get to say that I was in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's just a really special, cool experience to know that I was able to be the one to do it and to represent Tech that far outside of Texas. It was really cool to just be with the Going Band, and I'm so thankful that they asked us to come and that we were able to be a part of it. But yeah, it was really cool to go and do that, and I'm really thankful for all the experiences I got on the way. He started to grow a lot of hair, and he's got a little, like, beard going on. Yeah, we might have to trim your beard. He really is, like, an inspiration because, you know, he's obviously had a lot of obstacles, and, you know, going through that injury with him, just to see that he, you know, regardless of what is going on, he's always giving me his 100% because that's just, that he knows that's what his job is. And it's kind of the same for me. Like, I wake up every morning, and regardless of the situation I have going on, like, I'm still the mass rider, I still have a job to do, and I still can make people's day, you know, no matter what kind of day I'm having or he's having, or, you know, anything else going on. Like, we can always go out and, you know, make a kid smile, make some people's day by taking a picture, signing an autograph, whatever that may be, or even just giving him some scratches is enough to just make someone, you know, smile. And so kind of taking it day by day, and kind of I like to use his attitude because he really just gives his 110% every time I take him out, and he's always, you know, got a good attitude towards everything. And so you know, the least I can do is do the same. He's like, I know where we're going. I know exactly what we're doing. Oh my gosh, I haven't gotten on that. Just thinking back on all the different memories, it's hard, like, when people ask me, like, what my favorite part of my year was, like, I really couldn't choose a certain moment because they're like, I'll say one thing and then I'll be like, oh wait, but then this was really cool, and then this was really cool. And so yeah, just looking back at it, I find that I'm constantly thinking of another thing that meant so much to me, and then there's always something, like, there's just so many memories to go through. It's kind of hard to wrap it all up into one. I got to do a funeral for the Navy SEAL that passed away this past year, and doing that, just to see it, Texas Tech meant so much to his life and his family's life, and they knew they wanted that to be a part of his memorial. And so being able to be there for that, and not be there as a guest, but just be there as somebody to help paint the picture of Gage's life, was really, really meaningful to me. And just realize, like, this job, like, is a very selfless job, and it was everything I could have imagined because I got to bring a smile to everyone's face, regardless of the situation. It was just, it means so much to people, and to be able to be the person that brings that to life really just means the most to me, honestly. How your head is, sir. Being able to come to the barn and grow the relationship each and every day. I was his first, you know, new rider. He had started with Caroline, and so I was kind of the first rider to do a switch with him. And for a horse, that's a big deal, because the horse really does read off of the person that they are working with. I'm not gonna lie, we butted heads sometimes. Like, it was just hard for us to both figure out how we're gonna work together, because we're a new team, and he was trying to figure that out for himself. And to be able to watch how he slowly accepted me and said, all right, you know what, I think I get it, you're my rider, I'm gonna take care of you now, this makes sense. And for me to be able to just kind of watch him figure that out for himself, and just to see the way he chose to take care of me throughout everything.
My name's Riley McKinney.
I'm Ellie Brown.
I'm Brooke Horton. Maria Carter.
Avery Beimer.
Jacob Sauter.
Abby Squire.
Sometimes you're gonna get people that are gonna ask you to bring a horse to a place that a horse cannot go to, and you've got to figure out how you're gonna tell them that. You got to reason with them, you know, are we gonna go rider only? Stuff like that. But you're gonna be the one communicating with whoever has requested you for your appearance, in a partnership with Steph as well. I got to see the qualities they look for, and the type of person that they want in the program, and to see how they made that choice and how they worked through all the different, riding, interview, all the different things that we do. It gave me a lot of appreciation for the committee itself, and like finding a person, but also that they thought those things about me. You know, they thought I was qualified, and they trusted that I was gonna be able to bring this program forward, and that really means a lot. You can be the best rider in the world, you could be the best, you could have all the trophies, you could have all the experience, but it really comes down to who is going to be the best leader and who's going to have the best attitude when negativity comes our way. You can be the best at the riding part, but you've got to have that personality, and so that was really awesome to just see how the committee takes everything into account.
The biggest secret I've ever had to keep, and I've had to tell my family, I'm like, okay, this is a secret. And you're like, but can I just tell my one friend? No, this is only between us. On April 19th, we can tell all the people, but right now it's just special because those special people know about it. And so I think it's something that's very difficult, but also just super special, and I look forward to getting to tell those people, but get to cherish that between my family, and I think that's been a special part of that.
She's a great person, not only a great rider, but she's a great person. She's just like such a bright light. Like, something we always talked about with her is that she's just a joy to be around, and so I'm excited to see how the program shapes her and brings her out of her shell a little bit. Everyone asks me, like, are you sad, like, leaving? Like, is it gonna be hard for you to, let go of Centennial to somebody else? And I honestly, yes, it's a little bit of a heart tug of like, yeah, I'm giving him up to somebody else, but I feel like I can hand her the keys, hand her the reins, and say, you've got this, and I trust you, and that makes the process of me saying goodbye to the role so much easier because of who I'm giving it to. I just have full trust in her, and I'm not gonna have to worry because I know she's gonna be great. I drove up the other day, and my teacher was in here, and she's like, he was nickering for you before you even got out of your truck. He heard your truck and heard you and was nickering because he knew I was coming to feed him breakfast. But she said he didn't nicker for her. Like, it was like he knows what time I get here. Like, he's just very in tune with who he's working with. And so being able to develop that was amazing. And like I said, I really can't wait to see how he does that with Ellie and continues to grow in that aspect. It's really crazy to be on the other side. I just remember, like, as I've been taking her to Dollar Western Wear and to get her cape fitted and all her leather work done, like doing all that and like seeing her just reminded me of the days when I was kind of in her shoes and trying all my stuff on and figuring out how to fit the mask under the hat and how to clip the cape on where your hair doesn't get messed up, like all those different things. Being able to do that is really cool because I remember how excited I was. I remember how also nervous I was and unsure, and I was just kind of fresh into the role, and being able to be on the side that I get to encourage her and help her and use my experiences to guide her that she can have a great year too has been really special.
Goodness, I thought it was surreal at first, but it's really becoming real fast. It's been an awesome process, but there is a lot that goes into it that you don't even realize. Like, you've got to get not only your spur straps and your belt, but your boots and your jeans and your shirt and your hat and the stampede string. Like, it's all to the T, and they've all got it figured out. Every single person that I've met has been so helpful and just ready to, they know what they're doing, and I'm just along for the ride. So it's been a crazy process, but really grateful for it and really excited, and it really makes it all come to life and a lot more real. I've already got to meet amazing people and be around just such a program that holds just the legacy of Texas Tech so well and upholds that tradition.
I haven't been home in a year. My dad already says he has chores for me back home at the barn. He's like, I need you to do this, this, and this. But my mom's ready to kick back, relax over the summer, and just go on vacation. We're gonna go hang out with my sister in Waco. But yeah, just to see how they have been just the greatest Master Rider parents ever. Like, it really takes a special person to be the parent of a Master Rider because we are constantly on the go. I could go on about them forever. I mean, they mean so much to me. In middle school, high school, I did not think I was ever gonna be in college, let alone at the Master Rider. And so to have them as part of this year, like, they really are the only reason I'm here. And so I'm incredibly grateful for them.
Lauren, what a year we've had. You know, when I first met Lauren last year, Caroline and Lauren and I met for coffee. I thought, oh wow, she's really shy. I had no idea the strength that you possessed from that first meeting. And I mean the strength that you have physically, mentally, spiritually, and the strength of devotion to this job.
Being Master Rider isn't about being perfect. It's about striving to be better even when times are rough and looking at what matters most. So thank you to everyone who was a part of this imperfect yet perfect year. I could go on for days thanking the people who've impacted me throughout this year. When I first became involved in the program, I knew I was going to build valuable relationships, but little did I know how much of an impact this program would have on me.
The newest member of the Master Rider program, our 2024-2025 Master Rider, Ellie Brown.
Representing Texas Tech is not just a privilege, but a profound responsibility that I embrace with pride and humility. Together, let us continue to uphold the spirit and tradition of Texas Tech University and charge forward into the future. Rectum.